Round one, fight!
You grow weaker. You test my patience.
Round two, fight! Finish her! Sub-Zero wins. Fatality.
Yes, that's right. I'm voting Donald Trump for president. Before I made my decision, I had to do some additional research. I needed to know the specific responsibilities of the president before I could decide who I would hire. According to ushistory.org, more than anyone else, the president symbolizes the country, its people, and its beliefs. In this role, a president performs many ceremonial duties, such as receiving foreign dignitaries, throwing the first baseball of the season, and walking on red carpets while waving to crowds. These actions are not trivial. Strong presidents must exude confidence, not just in themselves, but in the American people as well. The best ones have had an intangible charisma that inspire public confidence. As leader of the executive branch, the president is primarily responsible for seeing that the work of government is done. A famous sign sat on President Harry Truman's desk: "The buck stops here." The responsibility to administer and execute the laws of the land squarely rests on the president's shoulders. The president must therefore recruit and appoint many people to top government jobs: cabinet members, many sub-cabinet members, federal judges including Supreme Court justices, ambassadors, top military leaders, and heads of independent government agencies are all appointments filled by the president. Even though nominees are subject to consent by the Senate, the fact that the presidents control more than 4,000 appointments to government service makes this responsibility an important one. Some common leadership qualities that all good presidents appear to have are the following: a strong vision for the country's future, an ability to put their own times in the perspective of history, effective communication skills, the courage to make unpopular decisions, crisis management skills, character and integrity, wise appointments, an ability to work with Congress. A president must have strong character. All Americans have different ideas about the importance that character plays in the job performance of the president. Considering all the hats that the president must wear, perhaps the symbolic role that the president plays is most affected by character. Presidents must somehow symbolize what American citizens believe to be the essence of their country. They must represent what is valued now and in the past. but more importantly, they embody the direction of America's future. In my opinion, Donald Trump seems better equipped to handle the job. Sure, Hillary has political experience, but as someone mentioned, not all experience is good experience. In fact, Hillary Clinton was a subpar senator from New York and a Secretary of State. She promised everything and delivered absolutely nothing. She is a pathological liar who has consistently shown carelessness when it comes to the issues of national security. She is the physical embodiment of all that is wrong with this nation. She is a corrupt criminal who should be serving out a lengthy prison sentence, but instead is allowed to run for president due to a corrupt Justice Department. Her judgment is unbelievable, unbelievably terrible, from disclosing classified U.S. government information and the email server scandals and subsequent cover-ups to hiring Huma Abedin as her vice chairwoman. Huma Abedin, a person whose family business is tied to radical Islamic groups such as the Muslim Brotherhood. Huma Abedin, whose husband, Anthony Weiner, is currently being investigated by the FBI on a sexting scandal. Sexting with a minor. Are you kidding me? She attracts deplorables. Not surprising, because she herself is deplorable. And if elected president, who do you think she would hire? Who do you think she would appoint? You guessed it, other deplorables, who probably helped her to get where she is now by deplorable means. People like former DNC chairperson Debbie Wasserman, who favored Hillary Clinton and worked behind the scenes to discredit and defeat Bernie Sanders. And another Democratic candidate. Talk about corruption. How about Donna Brazile, the interim chair and former CNN contributor who gave Hillary Clinton presidential debate questions ahead of time so that she can have an unfair advantage during the presidential debate? Clinton is a cheater. Why am I not surprised? And then there's Loretta Lynch, the U.S. Attorney General who, after a lengthy airplane discussion with former President Bill Clinton, husband of Hillary Clinton, suddenly decided to interfere in the FBI investigation of Hillary Clinton by trying to push back the FBI to the point of coercion from seeking justice by filing criminal charges against Hillary and her inner circle. Unbelievable. Unjust. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has an unbelievable judgment as well. Except his judgment is unbelievably great. Trump's ability to surround himself with the right people who know how to do whatever job is required of them and exceptionally well is incredible. I guess the old saying is true, birds of a feather flock together. Winners know winners and attract other winners. From his vice presidential running mate, Mike Pence, to his campaign manager, Kellyanne Conway. Trump knows winners. Let's talk about temperament. A president should have a great temperament, or at the very least, good. Now, a lot has been said about Trump's temperament, but not enough has been said about Hillary Clinton's temperament. True, Trump does appear to have an abrasive personality on the surface, but he has never seemed out of control. His opponent, Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, has. Sure, on the surface when the cameras are on, she seems decent, calm, measured. But people who know her best, and from her aides and staff to former White House Secret Service agents to television news crews, and even her own husband know the true Hillary Clinton. The disgusting, foul-mouthed, bad-tempered maniac who frequently berates and abuses people around her. Don't just take my word for it. Check out these videos to see for yourself. Donald Trump is the physical embodiment of this nation. He is a wealthy, charismatic capitalist with a larger-than-life image and global appeal. Like a moth to a flame, or ironically, an immigrant to the Statue of Liberty, or the bright glowing lights of the New York City skyscrapers, People are drawn to him. They see within him hope. Look at what he has accomplished. He is a winner. Surely if he can do it, I can too. He is an American success story. He is a leader. He has inspired, motivated, empowered, and uplifted this nation in a way never before seen. He is the voice of the silent majority, the people who sense something is seriously wrong with our nation and know we are headed in the wrong direction. He speaks for us. He is our voice. Trump is America. And if you're for America, you're for Trump. Obama may have helped steady the ship after the nearly fatal voyage that was the Bush administration, but he also helped to plunge us deeper into the pit. America is going down and most don't even know it. We need to get away from this pro-liberal, feminist, anti-God, anti-nature bullshit way of thinking as a society and rediscover our strong, conservative roots. The same roots that help us to forge this mighty nation that we so readily seem to want to destroy. Our nation is sick and on life support. Evil, crime, corruption, all of these things have creeped into our culture. As well, honestly, it to some degree has always been here, in different forms, but now it's getting worse. But it's not worse for all. It does get better for some, for feminists, the LGBT community, criminals, members of the corrupt establishment, but not for us, not for the righteous middle and lower class hardworking Americans. For us, it only gets worse. Or does it? We have two candidates, one of whom is the poster child for crime, corruption, feminism, and all that is wrong with our society. And on the other side, we have a man who is bold, courageous, anti-crime, anti-corruption, anti-liberal bullshit, an outsider, a conservative who embodies the strong, pro-American values that have long thought been lost to our society. A light at the end of the tunnel. This November 8th, we have an opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to do something about this, to let these crooks in Washington know that we will no longer stand for this. We deserve better for ourselves, our children, our families. Our nation deserves better. This is our time, our moment to make actual change. Albert Einstein, one of the most brilliant minds of the 20th century, defined insanity as doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. It's time to make a change. It's time to wake up and save our souls from the same old situation. I've given you the knowledge, the necessary knowledge. Now it's up to you to take the necessary action. So do the right thing and vote Trump. And together we can save America and make it great again.